be your project.
Tree Country 1330 WTRE. Welcome to Live at 5 from the Power of the Past.
We are. It's Thursday evening. It's
beautiful out, so it's a great evening to come out.
It is. We've got Kathy as our co-host tonight.
I am. I'm the fill-in.
You are the fill-in, yes.
But always love the show.
It's a beautiful night out. We're coming to you live from the community building, and we are on the Vinyl Solutions stage. I don't know that you've gotten a chance to sit in our rockers.
Well, I always sit in your rockers after you guys finish your show and just come up and enjoy them for a minute. I love these. They're so pretty. And I'm trying not to rock a lot because I'm afraid Dave's going to get after me.
You're going to get the evil eye from
Yeah,
Dave.
but boy, it's nice, and the glider's awesome. And we just want to say thank you, and it's beautiful up here. Expression Florists and Gifts have created a just really pretty place for us to be. So huge thank you to both of them.
That's right. Well, there is a lot going on out here. Everything is open. There is a $5 gate charge, but that gets you into everything. So whether it's music or a tractor pull or just shopping and food, that $5 gets you onto the fairgrounds, or you can pay $15 for the entire weekend.
Absolutely, and we want to let you know that we do thank H&R Block because they keep us refreshed during our live shows. But we also want to thank sponsors for tonight's show, and that is Gilliland Howe Funeral Home, Decatur County Recycling, Decatur County Memorial Hospital, Obermeyer Agri Group, Hamilton Tepe Law Office, and Decatur County Recycling.
That's right. We've got a whole slew of supporters this year, and we'll get through all of those as the night goes on. And we're very thankful for that. It's been a great year here. Today, open already and open until 8 o'clock tonight. It's the flea market and the arts and crafts. You and I had an opportunity to take.
We did.
It was a quick lap last night, but we did get to make a quick lap around the livestock barn. We didn't make it to the rabbit barn, but we also hit the commercial building.
Yeah, there's a lot of vendors this year and a lot of really cool different things. I mean, here's what I always say. It's a perfect spot to do some Christmas shopping because it's very unique. A lot of handmaids, and we will let you know the toy show. They're setting up as we're here, and it's awesome this year. And
I think people have kind of started shopping around in the toy show as well. It will officially open on Friday, tomorrow, but yes, it is set up, and a lot of we're looking here. You can see the farm country, which is like the Ertl when we were younger. A lot of those pieces here. I think any tractor that you may need for your farm in your living room.
You got any color to choose from, I'd say.
That's right. There's no competition. Pick what you want in here.
I know, but we're in the new building at the fairgrounds, which is beautiful and comfortable. But it is a very nice sized building, but it's full of toys.
It is. So bring your money and bring your wish list and get to shopping, right?
Get to shopping, yeah.
And I will say, if you are looking for the concrete goose, they, as of yesterday, that could have changed overnight. They were down in the livestock barn. They're painted, they're beautiful, they're concrete.
And they have outfits.
Endless amount of outfits.
Beautiful outfits of any season, holiday, weather. Did you see the rain gear?
I saw the rain gear. We needed that last week.
We did, yeah. So, yeah, there's just everything to choose from, you can imagine.
When I think about what we saw last night, a lot of crafts down there, some jewelry. We saw a lot of mug type things as well. So there's something for everybody, and as you make your way across the fairgrounds, you'll find even more stuff.
Absolutely. Kind of everywhere you look, there's a lot. So I did go out to the tractor field later yesterday, and people continuing to come in, and so it's filling up. You need to come out, make a nice lap around the first time, and then you can take the next lap and take your time and look at the implements, look at the tractors, from lots of different places too that folks are coming in from.
That's right. This year it's the featured tractor is the Ford tractor, and that is the Indiana and Illinois State Meet is here. So expecting a great turnout for Fords. Around 330 tractors total last year, Clark said. So we're hoping to meet that or do a little better.
There you go. Well, I know this evening, of course, as we talked, the weigh-in for the tractor pull is going on now until 6 o'clock. And then they'll have the antique tractor distance pull down on the track at 6 p.m. And then if you're more into some entertainment and some music, at 7 o'clock tonight over in the Farm and Home building, we've got the Columbus Cloggers coming in. And I know Kim said they've been around with us for many years.
Several years. Yes, they have. I always like to watch them. I don't know how they clog and not trip and fall down, because I would.
know, they're amazing. I always love when you and I go to the Grand Ole Opry, the Cloggers there, because we sit up above and you see how their feet fly. It's just amazing. And so you're going to love to come out and see the Columbus Cloggers and see them put on a good show for you tonight.
That's right. That's all going on tonight. And then, the most important part is if you're hungry.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because, well, we didn't tell them, but when we started out on our trip to the crafts and fun stuff, we actually had to make an ice cream stop.
Well, the problem is not our problem. The problem is Kim Carpenter has 3 different ice creams here.
So we have to make sure that we...
Yeah, you can't favor one. Right. So you have to start on day 1 to make sure to make your way all the way around. So last night we had the Super Twist, hit that. And then there's also the homemade Amish ice cream, and then there's Robin Carmer's Traveling Hillbilly. That is the hard dipped ice cream. So every night you have to have a different one.
Or you do this and you start in the morning, and then you have it late in the day too before you go home.
So and then you visit them all twice.
Yes.
I see.
It's kind of a little rotation type thing that happens.
I see. I've got to make my way over towards the tractor field where the caramel corn is at, because I always love that. And I could smell it last night and I refrained, but tonight I'm probably going to have to get it back.
Going after it. Well, if you're hungry, come on out. They've got all kinds of things going on. The Zintz Master with the pork rinds, popcorn, cotton candy, Fisher's homemade ice cream, Jake's Foods, and this is a nice variety. They've got Italian sausage, chicken, corn dog, ribbon chips, and a funnel cake. Sippin' Purdy's here with the drinks, and the Grateful Grubs are here with the burgers and the ribeye sandwich, and the pot beef tips, fish, and sundae. And we saw that last night.
We did. It looked delicious. So we've got lots of food options. And tomorrow's the big day. It is Pie Day.
It's Pie Day. So the St. Lawrence Ladies Auxiliary, and they are like, I'd say, 5-star pie bakers. And the cool part about it is a lot of them have been doing it for a long time, and they've done it, their mothers, grandmothers, but they also bring those recipes forward with them too. And so the one that really sticks out with me is Bertha and I think it was her mother's pineapple pie.
Yes.
But there's such a cool variety outside of our apple and cherry and
the
pecan.
sawdust pie is usually makes a presence
That's a really
as
good
well.
one. Yeah.
So they'll be with us tomorrow at noon, and that's an important thing to remember. Tomorrow and Saturday, we're going to come to you at noon instead of 5, so we can prepare you for the afternoon and all the activities that will be coming, because it is a busy, busy weekend.
And we want to let you know, in the pie, it's by the slice, or you can buy a whole pie. But we also want to let you know that there's only so many of them. So if you want something in particular, you can get out here early and get it bought, get your pie reserved, and know that they're only here tomorrow and Saturday morning, depending on how much pie they have.
All right. Well, we are going to take a quick 2-minute break here from the Power of the Past. When we come back, I believe Casey Clark's going to be joining us. We'll talk with him and his role for the Power of the Past. We'll be back in 2 minutes, live from the fairgrounds.
Be your project big or small, make sure you've got the right gear to get the job done. B&C Rental has a huge lineup of equipment, from backhoes and tractors, skid loaders, excavators, trenchers, lifts, stump grinders, pressure washers, all kinds of lawn implements, and Harley and Aaron can fill your propane gas grill tank as well. Plus, B&C has a nice lineup of U-Haul trucks, vans, and trailers if you've got something to haul. B&C Rental at 1131 West Ridge Parkway in Greensburg, phone 812-662-6668.
Berger Electric in Greensburg offers a variety of electrical services, including residential, construction, and commercial wiring, recessed lighting installation, and electrical maintenance and repair, with specialties in landscape lighting and generators. Located at 933 North Michigan Avenue in Greensburg, visit their website, burgerelectricllc.com. For all of your electrical needs, contact Berger Electric at 812-614-9109.
Billman Trucking started in 1981 with one truck, followed by additional units in the 1980s. Finally, a dream was realized in 1995 when Billman Trucking Incorporated was founded. In 2012, their current location was built a quarter of a mile east on Highway 46 in the New Point area. Today, Billman Trucking Incorporated stands strong with 30 to 35 trucks and 60 to 70 trailers and continues to grow. Van and flatbed services are available in 48 states with long-haul, regional, and local divisions. Billman Trucking, a proud supporter of Greensburg Power of the Past.
Decatur County Memorial Hospital, built as a memorial to Decatur County residents who fought and died for our country in World War I. A part of Decatur County history since 1922.
At Decatur County REMC, we are more than just an electric provider. We're a member-owned cooperative built on trust, transparency, and integrity. We believe in keeping energy reliable and affordable while upholding the cooperative principles that put our members first. From fair rates to open communication, we're committed to serving you because at Decatur County REMC, you're not just a customer, you're an owner.
Decatur County REMC, powering our community.
Whether it is your wedding day, the arrival of a baby, or simply a just because bouquet, Expression Florist is certain to have a perfect arrangement for you or a loved one. We are here to celebrate life's most exciting moments with you. We are also here to honor life's most difficult moments with you. The team at Expression Florist works with local funeral homes to create a lasting, memorable tribute to honor your loved ones' lives. Not only are we a full-service florist, but we also carry a large variety of gifts, including home decor, willow tree figurines, sympathy gifts, wind chimes, and so much more. Call Expression Florist today at 812-663-5147 or stop by to shop and meet the team at 943 North Michigan Avenue. Expression Florist, fresh blooms and smiles guaranteed.
Tree Country 1330 WTRE. Welcome back to Live at 5, brought to you by the Power of the Past, from the Power of the Past.
It is. It's a beautiful evening, so come on out and join us.
That's right. We've got Casey Clark joining us. You are one of the directors here at the Power of the Past.
That is correct.
So when we talk about directors, everybody kind of has their role. And Clark talked about this last night. So everybody kind of has their thing that they do, their thing that they like. So what's your thing?
So the newest responsibility that I had was trying to organize the steam engine field and the demonstrations and things like that. And it's went actually really well. So for a first time doing it, I've been to the show for years and years, but I've never been that involved with that particular area. So thanks to a lot of help from either the demonstrators themselves and some of the other directors.
All right, so in addition to the steam engines, you have a couple other responsibilities. Yeah,
so something that's a little less hands-on and labor-intensive would be like the hit and miss and lawn and garden field. And realistically, the hit and miss engine people, they're pretty self-sufficient in the sense that realistically all I have to do in the mornings is get them gasoline, and some of them run on liquid propane, so getting their tanks and things like that so they can run their engines.
We talked a lot yesterday about the Power of the Past kind of becoming generational, that it comes from somewhere, you get involved somehow. So how did you become a part of it?
So my grandfather, his name was Sonny Cupp, and essentially he was one of the founding members clear back in 1990. So as early as I can remember, I was at this show and amongst others. So I wanted, once he passed away, I felt more of a connection to this show rather than in the time of loss where it might hurt to see this kind of stuff, where it was the complete opposite for me. I felt like my grandfather had created a certain amount of a legacy that I wanted to maintain and hopefully live on through his collection and preserving what he built for this club.
So are you able to bring anything out to the show, or do you just focus on your responsibilities?
No, I bring, so I think in total I'm close to 15 tractors in total, and some of them are lawn and garden, and including the ice cream maker that he basically built from the ground up. And then some tractors that run some of the demonstrations, like one of my tractors is running the threshing machine this year while the steam engines are taking turns on the sawmill. So no, I'm able to bring stuff as well.
So taking over the steam engines, I know we've had the opportunity to do a steam engine ride the last couple years. Because that's like kind of a new realm for you. So what have you learned about them, and what's the interest for you in those?
So I have always had a fascination with steam engines because they don't run on gas and they're very old, and the older the stuff is, the more I'm fascinated with it. The engineering behind it from 100 years ago and the way they were able to do all of that with little to no technology, just pure brain power is a feat of engineering in itself. So the engineers that we have here that run their engines are very knowledgeable. So there's not a lot, the training wheels are pretty firmly on, so they're pretty self-sufficient as long as I'm able to get them their lumber and their water that they need to run their engines. They know how to run the sawmill, and yeah, it's pretty hands off, and they're really good guys. Tim Trable and Andrew, they're awesome.
I was amazed at the amount of heat. I guess I shouldn't have been because I knew, but the amount of heat, and then just the mass amount of machine that it is.
Oh yeah. When they say it takes steam to run it, there's no joke there. So it's a lot of heat, a lot of weight. Typically they weigh close to 15 tons without any water or any lumber in them. So they are behemoths of machines all on their own.
So how fast do they go, Casey?
Well,
not
slow and slower, but I'd say 4 or 5 miles an hour is probably about as fast as most of these guys want to run their engines. Because at the end of the day, these things are over 100 years old, and if things break, crack, or become structurally unsound, it's not just something simple that you can run to Rule King and fix. Normally, you got to contact a foundry and then have them basically make you parts.
If someone's on the grounds right now and they're heading out towards the tractor field, or if they're listening in and they're thinking, we're going to go out there. When you head out towards the tractor field, you see the tractors, you see implements, but there's a whole lot more going on out there.
Oh yeah, the other thing, the part of this show that is very underestimated is the passion that each and every person that brings a tractor or a steam engine, the passion that they have, not only to bring them out to the shows, the stories that they typically have. Like I have all kinds of stories of where I've found tractors and just putting them back together, and issues and leaks, and any type of family lineage, like, oh, this was my grandfather's tractor, or this was my dad's, or just the stories that are behind these machines. It's very under appreciated at a show like this. People kind of associate it as more of a car show for tractors, but between the demonstrations and the people that have a story to tell with these machines is a whole new fun of its own.
And they'll see out there the sawmills out there thrashing, and then the spark shows that tomorrow night.
So we're currently trying to convince one of the engineers to run or do the spark show in the evening. With all the rain we've gotten, the sawdust that we had kind of got a little tainted to where you can't really use it. So between convincing one of the engineers to do it, because it's a little hard on those boilers to do that. So one of the engines is brand new, basically, so he might be a hard sell because he just put a bunch of money into buying an engine and then bringing it here. But we're going to try, but it's one of those things where we can't make them do it either. They got a lot of money wrapped up into these engines, and fixing the boilers on them is a multi-year process and many, many thousands of dollars. So
you've been a part of the show your entire life, more or less. So when the Power of the Past is coming, you've put a lot of work into it. But what is something that you look forward to about the show that's for you?
Well, honestly, they kind of just, the first year I was a director, they threw the being a tour guide for the field trips on me, and I was not much of a public speaker, to say the least. And honestly, it's made me very, I wouldn't say efficient at speaking, but it's made me a lot better, and it really helps to have a knowledge of almost any brand. Now, I collect specifically Massey Harris stuff, but I know a decent amount about Fords and Minneapolis Molines and Olivers, and I know enough to give these kids an insight to each particular model and brand without actually boring them to death. So,
providing a little education, right? Mm-hmm. And they'll still they came out today, coming out tomorrow, I believe?
Yep. Today or tomorrow will be the last day, so because obviously it's Friday. So, but yep, we got another group of school kids coming in the morning, I believe, and I don't know if we have any more in the afternoon or not, but it's become a chore of its own. But it's pretty rewarding when you see these kids looking up at you and then actual genuine interest in what you have to say.
Casey, how long have you been a director?
I really don't know. I just got reelected to stay a director this past winter, so I'd say this would be probably my 5th year as a director.
So do you visit the other tractor shows that are around, and tell us a little bit about that?
So the Rushville show is a very, very good show, but it is mainly steam oriented. So whereas we try to focus on actual combustion engines and tractors, but we also want to give an outlet for steam engines, because ideally it's a better show when you have a period correct sawmill running or having a steam engine that is also the same vintage. So, but Rushville does a very, very good job of running their show and their parades and realistically everything. And same with Brookville. This particular part of southeastern Indiana, Osgood, Brookville, our show, there is a lot of shows that are really high quality in this area. So if anybody has a genuine interest for this hobby, you're in one of the good spots because there's a lot of very high quality shows.
Well, I just wanted to ask, you said, Grandpa, you've been since it started in with Grandpa and all. So are you still seeing the next generations of the same families that kind of started out back when Grandpa and the show was getting their feet off the ground? Yeah,
like our president, his daughter Kayla is a director. So, between him or her and me and there's several more younger guys that are into this. So it's slow getting the next generation involved because honestly, it doesn't matter if it's a lawn and garden tractor, a hit and miss engine, or a big tractor. It takes money to own these and maintain them, and you gotta want it. So and as many tractors as I've bought in the last 12 months, I'd say I want to make the show better, and I want to improve my collection every single day.
If someone's out there listening and they're debating if they're coming to the show, why would you tell them to come out?
Well, because it only happens once a year. It's very unique. Obviously, I mentioned other shows, but it's a lot more immersive than a car show per se. Like tomorrow or Saturday, we're going to have an actual tractor drive, so there's going to be a whole fleet of tractors that'll go out probably likely towards the Milroy area, and then they'll make a big loop through the country and come back. So it doesn't matter if your tractor's painted, it doesn't matter if it looks nice, if it barely runs. Bringing it here means the world to us directors, because having people that are motivated to take the time out to come to the show and basically demonstrate or just come out as a spectator, it motivates us to put on a better show, and it makes it easier for us to put on a better show.
Very good. We thank you for being here with us tonight. You guys put a lot of hard work into it, and we appreciate that time and effort, and we look forward to the show continuing for years to come.
Thank you.
All right. We want to say a big thank you to all of our supporting sponsors: Schutte Excavating, Halderman Real Estate, BNC Rental, Malone Staffing, Milburn Mechanical, and Berger Electric. We'll be back here after this commercial break, live from the Power of the Past.
Obermeyer Agri-Group has been your partner in grain systems since 1983. We're here to provide our customers with grain storage, grain handling, grain drying equipment of the best quality and workmanship. We deliver products designed to fit your needs in a timely and efficient manner. Our premium range of Brock bins, unloading systems, and drying equipment has consistently set the standard for excellence in the industry. Located just west of Greensburg on Old 46, come visit us today or give us a call at 800-241-4020 and partner with us to design and deliver your next project. More than a purchase, more than a project, more than a price, it's a partnership.
The backbone of America has been built on handshakes. In a handshake, there is trust, honesty, and a mutual commitment to building a long-lasting relationship. At Farm Credit Mid-America, we remain true to those principles. And while the world around us may be changing, we remain focused on securing the future of rural communities and agriculture. One home, one farm, and one business at a time.
Ford Abstract is a locally owned and operated full-service title insurance company. Title insurance ensures a free and clear title for both the buyer and lender's interests. Laura Littmer, owner since 2006 and in the industry since 1987, is joined by Debbie Schneider with 30 years experience and Maya Batterton, who joined in 2018. Working closely with lenders, brokers, and real estate agents, they can assist in selling, buying, or refinancing right through the final closing. Happy to help with all your real estate transactions. Give them a call at 812-663-2190 or email at fordabstract@voyager.net.
We all make preparations for our family's well-being in case of an accident or job loss, but it's just as important to plan ahead for the inevitable, to record and communicate our end-of-life wishes to help ease the stress and emotional burden on our families. Helping our neighbors plan ahead with no cost or obligation is what Gilliland Howe Funeral Home does best. Planning your own funeral arrangements in advance is one of the greatest gifts you can give your loved ones. It can help eliminate guesswork for your family, and with our complimentary assistance, it's actually very simple to do. Give us a call at Gilliland Howe Funeral Home, 812-663-8341.
No matter what your business is, we have seen it all, and we know running a business is hard enough. Keeping up with the books and payroll shouldn't be. At H&R Block, we handle your bookkeeping and payroll with accuracy, care, and a peace of mind. So let us take care of your books, and you can focus on growing your business. From timely payroll to organized, up-to-date books, don't let your bookkeeping and payroll slow your business down. Call your Greensburg H&R Block today to make your appointment with one of our business service specialists. 812-663-7608, and our office is open year-round.
Halderman Real Estate and Farm Management brings over 90 years of experience and industry knowledge to you and your operation. Whether it's assisting you with selling your farm or providing you with farm management solutions, serving our clients remain our priority. Whether it's equipment, agricultural real estate, recreational real estate, or even that rural residential housing, Halderman can help. Contact us today at halderman.com.
Tree Country 1330 WTRE. Welcome back to Live at 5, coming to you from the Power of the Past, presented by the Power of the Past.
Absolutely. We're here on the stage, and we are relaxing in our Vinyl Solutions Unlimited furniture and enjoying the beautiful surroundings by Expressions. And we are refreshed by H&R Block.
That's right. We are happy to be here. Glad to have the Power of the Past along with us. They've been a great supporter of the show. This is their second year, I think, being with us. Second or third, now I can't remember.
Mm-hmm.
But it's great having them. That way they kind of are in the community for the majority of the year, and they'll be back with us for the fall festival.
They will.
Well, we're going to turn to the glider now.
We are.
We are. All right,
turn
go ahead
to the hot seat.
Introduce yourself for us.
I'm Arden Mucker-Hyde. I went to North Decatur. I am now in college at Wilmington College over in Ohio.
All right, so Clark sent you up from the tractor field.
Yes.
With no instruction, right?
Yes.
Yes, that's Clark. That's okay though. So let's kind of talk about how are you involved with the Power of the Past?
So I'm involved in the Power of the Past through my dad. My dad and I have restored lots of tractors throughout the last couple of years, and so that is how we have been involved in the Power of the Past.
Okay, so Arden, are you red tractor, green tractor, orange tractor?
Case International all the way.
With Vindiction, yes.
You and Dad both?
Yes.
Not like Clark and Kayla who split the shed?
No.
Okay, gotcha.
So how many tractors do you guys bring up?
Typically we bring anywhere from 2 to 5, sometimes 7, just depending on the year. The year of the Case International was featured, we tried to bring up everything that we had, just so that way then we could represent the brand well.
So do you have a favorite one of your Case Internationals? Or?
So my favorite would be the 4186. I actually got it for my 18th birthday. My dad and I went to an auction and I convinced him to get it for me with the help of Clark, actually. You know, he was there to help guide my dad and tell him I needed it. And so my dad and I, and then Clark and Craig helped us restore it, and so that would be my favorite.
That's cool.
So how did you get started in restoring tractors? Obviously you do it along with your dad, so how did that start for you?
It started because when I was born, my grandpa gifted all the grandkids a tractor, so I got a Farmall M. And so then each year I just try to add on to something to our collection, it kind of also started because my dad and I also collect toy tractors. And so then it was like, oh, well, we got this toy this year, so now we need to get the tractor or the pedal tractor or something else to complement it. So it just has been maybe a vicious cycle, someone said.
It's a bad habit, but that's okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So before we go to your dad, you talked about your grandpa gifting every grandchild a tractor. So let's talk about your grandpa a little bit and where that lineage comes from as far as farming or tractor involvement.
So he started our family farm, and so then my dad has taken it over, and so now my brother and I are helping on the farm. My grandpa's no longer with us, but he is, I'm sure, would be proud of how we have continued the legacy.
All right, so tell me, so how many tractors do you and Dad have?
Well, it depends. We have, my dad and I's probably favorites would be the antique tractors, but then we have a lot that we use strictly just for our farming operation.
Mm-hmm. Is your brother also as involved in the?
No, he is not. He likes the newer stuff.
Okay.
The more practical things, he would say.
Mm-hmm. The more practical.
So
Those brothers.
I'm going to ask, you're talking about the crew working on the restoration and all of that. So tell me about some of the skills that you've learned working alongside them, and kind of what are you responsible for?
So most times the jobs that I'm responsible for is helping with sanding, making sure that it's ready for paint. Mm-hmm. And then I'll also help when we're putting it back together. Usually I let the guys do the painting because I don't have time. I don't have the patience to wait for it to dry, or I like to touch it and then leave my fingerprints in it. So I usually am just like, now I usually step out for that part.
What about the mechanical piece? Have you picked up some mechanical skills?
I would say some. I've definitely learned a lot more throughout the years, and I would say that I have improved greatly on my mechanical skills compared to typically when I was running the tractors. If something was wrong, I'd call my dad and be like, Dad, something's wrong. But now I have become more independent and can figure it out for myself.
Little troubleshooting going along.
Yes.
Well, that's always a good thing all the way around. So tell us, you're in college, right?
Yes.
So what are your career goals, and tell us a little bit about that.
So my major is agriculture business with a minor in accounting. This past summer, I actually was able to be an intern down at Farm Credit Mid-America in Louisville.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow.
So that was a great experience. So after college, I hope to come back and be a loan officer or crop insurance agent.
Very nice. So, Arden, did you do like 4-H and FFA and different things like that?
Yes. So I was involved in both 4-H and FFA. In 4-H, I did lots of livestock projects. So I did goats, cattle, pigs, and sheep. Mm-hmm. And then in FFA, I did livestock judging and just some demonstrations.
Okay, so you feel like those experiences then taking you forward to college, I mean, you feel like you're set, ready to go?
I think so. College has definitely been a big change, coming from, luckily I have stayed in a small community over in Wilmington. It's really similar to Greensburg, so I really appreciate that aspect of it. But yeah, I think I'm ready to go to the big world, I guess some might say, but I don't know. I think Decatur County will always be my home, and hopefully I can come back here and find a job.
When you look at this show, you've been involved for most of your life?
Yes. So I would say I've been involved for the last 15 years probably. I remember being younger and coming up and looking at the toy show, but then I think around when I was 5 is when we really started to bring tractors up, and I really got involved in that process.
As you expand your collection of tractors, do you have your eye on the next one?
Yes, so actually I have an auction coming up the last week of September that I have a few prized possessions picked out. I circled them for my dad because my birthday will be coming up again.
Perfect timing.
Yeah. And so I'm like, hey, Dad. And of course, Clark and Craig have helped, convince my dad I need another one for our collection.
Absolutely. There you go.
When you talk about this show and your involvement and being a part of it, what would you tell other people if they're out there listening, thinking, I don't know if I want to go or not, or is it of interest to me? What would you tell them?
So I think for me, one of my biggest things is like my friends are always like, oh, I don't know if I want to come out. Like it's hot. It just doesn't have interest in me. And I'm like, there's always something you can find interest in out here. Like whether it's the food vendors or looking at the toys or even looking at the tractors. Like I have a close friend group that's in agriculture, so I'm like, agriculture is all around you out here, but then there's also so much more outside of agriculture, and I just think that being able to look at the history of the show and really see that is super huge.
Very good. Well, thanks for being with us tonight. If people are heading out to the tractor field, where are they going to find, what location are you out there?
I haven't been told a specific job that I'm doing yet tonight, so who knows where you'll find me.
Just yell for Arden and you'll find her.
Yeah.
And you can answer questions, right?
Yes.
Okay. And your display's out there. Okay.
Yeah.
So just yell Arden really loud and you'll find them.
Yes.
All right. Arden, thanks so much for being with us tonight.
Thank you.
We have got more sponsors to thank. It's been a good year here at the Power of the Past. We want to say a big thank you to Tommy's Diesel, Billman Trucking, Ford Abstract, Let's Hardware, Farm Credit Mid-America, and Russ Hubler Ford.
Very good. All right. We'll take a quick break.
And we'll be back here live from the Power of the Past. I think we're going to talk toys coming up next.
I love that too.
Need an experienced attorney to help with the legal issue? The law firm of Hamilton and Tubby specializes in business law, estate law, criminal defense, family law, guardianship, wills and trusts, and more. The firm became Hamilton and Tubby 25 years ago with the addition of Chris Tubby. The law office is located at 117 South Broadway in downtown Greensburg. You can call 812-663-4082. Hamilton and Tubby Law Office, the right choice for your legal needs.
Jacobs Enterprise LLC in Rushville, Indiana is family operated and your preferred choice with nationwide coverage for commercial shipping, materials transportation, and logistics services. And they're hiring truck drivers for both their van and hopper divisions. Call 765-932-4313 or visit jacobsenterprisellc.com to find out more. Jacobs Enterprise LLC. Providing superior service is our #1 goal.
When it comes to speed, power, and performance, nothing cuts it like a Dixie chopper. Get your lawn looking pristine with the fastest, most reliable mowers on the market. With cutting speeds up to 14 miles per hour and a powerful engine built to last, Dixie Chopper is designed for those who demand the best. No more slow moving, no more frustration, just speed, power, and ultimate performance. Experience the ultimate in lawn care today only with Dixie Chopper. Visit Let's Hardware and Equipment and grab yours now.
Looking for a job? Malone Staffing Solution combines local expertise with national reach. Around the corner or across the country, we're ready to serve.
There is power in the past, and we've been around for over 5 decades serving your present needs.
Locally, we're in downtown Greensburg or on the web at malonesolutions.com. Stop in or click the website to find us or call us at 812-662-7754 and find out what's waiting for you. Malone Staffing Solutions.
Milburn Mechanical, proudly owned and operated in Decatur County, Indiana. 812-614-3661. Milburn Mechanical is proudly ready to serve you in all your residential and commercial HVAC needs. Give Milburn Mechanical a call today at 812-614-3661.
Attention Decatur County residents. This year, our Tire Collection Day is scheduled for Saturday, September 12th from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. This event will collect tires only. Please make sure your tires are off the rims with no limits and just Decatur County residents only, no businesses. So once again, our Tire Collection Day is Saturday, September 12th at the Decatur County Fairgrounds from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. If you have any questions, please call us at 812-663-0960. Toxic items will only be collected at our new facility, which will open up this fall. Once again, any questions, 812-663-0960.
Tree Country 1330 WTRE. Welcome back to the Power of the Past, live from the Vinyl Solutions stage.
I know, isn't it wonderful in here tonight?
It is. We were just discussing before going on air that we're enjoying the air conditioning. It's a very open, nice building. They have moved the toy show into the new community building this year. We've got one of the toy vendors with us. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yes, my name is Christopher Burnett with Burnett Farm Toys LLC. I'm from Campbellsburg, Kentucky, just south of Madison, Indiana.
Okay, so not a terribly long drive.
Correct, yep. And it would have been a whole lot better if you didn't have all the detours for construction, but that's all right. It's that time of year.
That has been the theme for the summer.
Right,
yes.
Right.
So how long have you been coming to the Power of the Past?
That's what we were talking about. I quit teaching school in 2009, so probably would have been close to 9, 10, somewhere along in there when I first started coming up here. Up and when I was still teaching school, I'd only do shows in Kentucky, southern Indiana, stay down that direction just because I couldn't venture as far away from home. So just guessing probably 2009, 2010 when we first started coming up.
We were talking with you before going on the air, the move to this building.
Mm-hmm.
So as a vendor, tell us what it's like to be now in this space.
So this one, it gives you so much. Number one, we're all under one roof, where before we were split between two buildings. Now we're all under one roof, so everybody can look and compare and see. Maybe I like a toy off of one, but maybe I like a toy off of one and I can only get one. It's a little bit easier to compare the two. So it's a whole lot easier having everybody all under one roof. As well as the fact of, I don't know if we have more room in here, but it seems more spacious where vendors could add more tables if they wanted more space to spread out. Plus it gives, and I will say this, now this weekend is going to be a very nice weekend as far as weather-wise, but normally last year we were 110 heat index. When it got to the heat of the day, nobody walked around. A good thing about air conditioning is we do another antique tractor show in June, and we're on the only air conditioned building in that. A lot of people come in just to circulate and cool off during that show if it is a hot weekend. So that's another thing that advantages to being in the building as well.
I would think it would make sales go up because we would linger longer in the comfort.
In the air conditioning.
Yes.
And that's exactly it. And people don't mind to just stand and talk because I have a lot of customers, and sometimes they will buy and sometimes they won't, but sometimes they just want to talk toys, find the information out, and so they don't mind to linger as long, needless to say, when it's a whole lot more comfortable.
It creates a better shopping environment.
Oh, yes.
Very much so, yes. And yes.
So as we talk about shopping, you're working on getting set up today.
Yes.
So tell us about the toys that you bring to the show.
So I handle 1/64 scale. At the same time, I say we specialize in 1/64 scale, but I did buy a 1/16 scale collection. So anything you would see, I compare it to this. Anything you would see on the farm, we carry it in a 1/64 scale a replica farm toy. Also carry toy trucks, pickup trucks, farm trucks. I do have some 16 scale just because I bought a 16 scale collection. So, and then we also carry construction items. Like I say, semi-trucks, so I had that conversation with Frank, who's the director for the show. It's in charge of our building, and that's what we were talking about. Farmers, almost all farmers have a truck. So whether it's a tractor trailer grain truck or whether it's a dump straight truck, we carry toy trucks as well as pickup trucks, as well as farm tractors and farm equipment.
And you carry all colors?
Did too, yes. That's what I tell people, and this is honest truth. I sell more green than I do anything. At the same time, I grew up with internationals because the small farm that we had when I was a kid, the International Harvester was the dealer in the middle of our town. So you had to drive 7 miles south to hit the green dealer, and then you had to drive a little bit farther to hit the other brands. So a lot of people on our end of the county drove red tractors, so I'm partial to red. That's what my dad farmed with. And so that's the reason but I carry all brands, yes.
So I think we've talked a lot about this year, how generational, we see it going from generation to generation. You talk about your dad having this small farm. So how did you get kind of involved in the agriculture world, the tractor world?
So I tell people I got out of real farming and got into toy farming. When I was in the 5th grade, my dad was a warehouseman for a hardware company in Louisville, Kentucky. Dad walked down the hill. We lived on a small hill. Dad walked over the hill, got in a 15-passenger van, and took the 45-minute ride into Louisville 5 days a week to work at the hardware company. One February morning, that hill was icy. My dad did not know it. And my dad fell and broke his hip, and he really broke it. Was basically in the hospital for 6 months, took another 18 months to learn to walk again. We let the lease on the farm go. My dad was told he had to make a living with his brain instead of his back. So went back to school, got his computer degree, eventually worked in computers and communications for Young Brands. So during that time period, I mentioned the International Harvester dealer in our town. The gentleman who was parts manager at the International Harvester dealer was friends of the family. So I stayed with Gary and his wife, Donna Kay, while Mom went to the hospital to visit with Dad, and Dad was in rehab. To pass the time, that's when we started customizing and working on toy tractors as something to pass the time. So that's how I tell people we got out of real farming and got into toy farming, and eventually this was a hobby, turned into a second business, turned into full-time business. And I graduated college in 95, got my first teaching job in 96. Actually paid off. Now it helped having a teaching job, but I actually paid off my student loans and put a down payment on the house my wife and I live in, selling toy tractors. And so this was a hobby turned into second business. And in 2009, I quit teaching school to run the toy business full time. Back then we were doing website. Back then we hadn't even started our website yet. We're just doing custom orders and trade shows, toy shows like this. And then eventually we added a website. Then in 2020, didn't know the pandemic was going to hit, built a storefront. Moved into a storefront because I have a lot of customers that were local as well as people passing through during the summer. A lot of people on vacation that just Google and searches and find their store, and they'll come in the storefront and buy toys. So in 2020, built a storefront. Moved into the storefront and moved it out of our home. Had long outgrown it. We had stuff in our house. We had stuff in my mom and dad's basement. My grandmother had passed and my uncle was in a nursing home. We stored stuff in their house at one point. Now, and it's all under one roof is a good thing now. So that's how it has grown for us over the years. And it's by the blessings of the good Lord that I'm able to do what I do now. So my dad loves to tell people, I have a master's degree in education and I sell toys for a living.
What much better could you want? I mean,
exactly.
Have fun,
That's
right?
it. That's it. I mean, I play with toys. I had a customer from Oklahoma called me one time, and I told him, I said, now, Colby, I'll be out of town next week. I'm going to take a few days off, and was actually going to Gatlinburg. And he said, and this is what he always called me by a full name. He said, Christopher Burnett, why would you ever need a day off? You sell toys for a living. I said, even as toy guys, got to have a little vacation every once in a while.
That's for sure. So you still have your storefront?
Yes, we still have our storefront. In fact, my wife is there running the storefront today while I'm here setting up.
And where is that at, Christopher?
Campbellsburg, Kentucky. 421 South. Mm-hmm. When you cross over into Kentucky, you'll hit the town of Milton is the first town. Next town south on 421 is Bedford. The next town is Campbellsburg. So I'm approximately 25 miles south of Madison once you cross the Milton-Madison Bridge into Kentucky.
Okay, so I want to know about your wife, because how did you get so lucky to have a lady that was as interested in obviously doing toys as you are?
And it's ironic. Her mom and dad are retiring. Her dad is 78. I won't say how old her mother is, or she'd get mad at me.
Yes.
But they're retiring off their farm. So when I told her what I did, she was excited because she no longer had to worry about working on the farm and the real farming. She was okay with toy farming instead of real farming. Sure. And so she was just fine with that. Each one of our Valentines have been spent since we've been dating and married at the National Farm Machinery Show and Championship Tractor Pull in Louisville, Kentucky.
It's consistent, right?
Exactly. That's it. You always know when it hits.
Yes.
So I was just blessed by the good Lord once again that my wife got out of real farming, got into toy farming. I told her when we were dating, first Halloween we ever did, I was sorting toys to go to a toy show. Here we were sorting cows on my kitchen table, and trick-or-treaters coming to the house. She lived out in the country and never got trick-or-treaters, so she was excited to pass out Halloween candy. Yeah. So we passed out Halloween candy, sorted, here we were sorting cows, because back then you could not get bulk 64 scale cattle or calves. Mm-hmm. So you could, that's the reason we bought them out of sets, and just to get the cattle out of them, just to sell the cattle.
Just the cows.
And that's the reason we would sort it out and sell the fencing and the barns and the cattle, and that's what we did. And she said, this is a whole lot easier to take care of than the ones my dad has.
I was going to say, I think the arguing between family members sorting cows is probably a whole lot better on the kitchen table, if I was guessing.
Exactly. Yes. And the funny thing is, here's my father-in-law's fixing to retire. I have two brother-in-laws. One's a firefighter. And runs a cow-calf as well as direct markets his beef. Mm-hmm. Then my other brother-in-law is a full-time farmer, breeds bulls and sells them as well as does cow-calf. And doesn't direct market, but sells cow-calf pairs. Mm-hmm. So they will talk about their real cows, and me, I'm sitting over in the corner, will tell them how many toy cows I sell.
I was going to say, and I'm going to bet your profit margin's a heck of a lot bigger because you don't have that feed bill.
Well, and that's exactly what I try to, but the ironic thing is, I will say this, Used to when we worked out of the house, we would bring stuff in. Maybe we get 5-6 boxes a month usually. I mean, fairly big boxes. Now I'm bringing pallets of toys in. And so now the ironic thing is here they have those big feed bills. I don't even tell them how much I'm spending on those pallets of toys that are coming in. And what's even more ironic, when we were building our storefront, the gentlemen, I call them the boys, but they ain't much younger than I am. The boys at the butcher shop that's behind our store, when I was talking to them, they were AT&T install techs. So I asked them how to wire my building so I could hook my phone and the internet up. And they said, "You're going to put a dock in?" I said, "No, I never bring pallets in. There's no sense in putting a dock in my building." And the day before our grand opening of our building, a truck backs up and gives me 8 pallets to put in my warehouse.
You needed that dock.
And that's exactly what it was. And I was supposed to get a lift gate because I don't have a dock. And my dad waves from the end of the road and says, "No lift gate." So I had to run over the hill, ask guys in the butcher shop, bring the forklift up, set the pallets off. So
you never know what's going to happen, do you?
Exactly. That's it. That's it.
In selling the toys in the toy business, I would have to guess that as you see these little guys around in here today doing their shopping, that's going to be some of the best moments for you. They come up, they've got their money, they know what they want.
And not only that, not only the young people, because there's young that are specifically buying, whether it's buying for to play with, whether it's buying for a collection, whether it's very popular right now are diorama displays through either 4-H or FFA. Even adults, and you talk about a cutthroat industry hobby, but it's the displays. So there's people that specifically will come up and buy those kind of items specifically for their displays. So it's not only the kids that are coming to buy to play with, or some that are buying to collect. Some are buying for their displays. Some are buying to remember, just like they know. Grandpa had this truck, I want to be able to have this truck, or Grandpa had this tractor, I want to have this tractor. They make that correlation. Exactly, that's it. And and like myself, I tell people I'm two things. I don't have the room, nor am I going to have the funds to ever be able to afford the real ones. And there's nothing wrong with it. I tell people I still do not have a nice sign in my yard, in my storefront. I tell people I plan for everything in my store. I forgot to plan for a sign in my yard. So I've been wanting to basically take an old tractor, build a garden around it, and build a sign out of that toy tractor, out of that real tractor in my yard. And if everything goes well, that'll be done by I'm actually going to have a conversation with the gentleman here in a few weeks. I'm hoping he can get me the remnants of a tractor is what I'm hoping for to build my sign out of.
That will be a great addition.
And that's exactly it. So got the idea actually in Pigeon Forge last year. We were there in the fall, and they had tractors and old trucks decorated with pumpkins and hay bales there throughout town. And I thought, and that's when my wife and I were talking about coming back. It would have been, it's something unique and different for a toy store, for a sign to stand out. So to answer your question though, because I guess going down rabbit holes, I know I'm never going to be able to afford a real one. So it is nice to remember my favorite tractor is a 1066. Once again, I sell more green. I have to say it quietly. So when I go to tractor pulls, I'm a quiet rooter for the Reds because they sell more greens.
We're kind of red girls.
Gotcha. Yeah. Well, that's and so I always one time my mom wanted to go to the Longaberger Basket Factory in Ohio. One of my toy parts supplier was actually in Dresden, Ohio, right on the edge of town. So I dropped Mom at the Longaberger homestead. I would go out and spend the day with Jeff at the parts place, go back and pick her up. Well, they had a big, nice fountain in the middle of that, and I always claimed if ever I did, I would put a big tractor and make a big fountain out of it for my tractor. And I never will, but I thought the sign's close enough in my yard.
You're getting there.
Very exactly.
Nice. Absolutely.
Exactly.
Well, you're set up here in the new building.
Yes.
So you will be here. The toy show officially kicks off Friday?
It does, and I think they say we're opening tomorrow morning about 8 to 9. But there's some dealers, there's not a whole lot, but there's a few dealers that won't set up until morning. So I've been telling people, if you wait till mid-morning till about lunchtime, we'll definitely all be set up and ready to go. So yes, so I've been telling people noon till 6, 7 tomorrow, whatever time they decide to close our building tomorrow night. Then we go, I think, 8 until 7 on Saturday. And then again, 8, I believe it's 8 to 2 on Sunday, if I remember correctly.
Those last minute purchases on Sunday, the
Exactly.
ones you have to go back and grab.
Right, exactly. And I'll say this, and there are some people, because of work, or other commitments, that they're only able to come on Sundays. So I know Sundays a lot of people are leaving out and going home, so they're traveling. I understand. So, but we try to stay open as long as we can on Sunday, just because there's some people that's their only day to be able to come.
I just have to think Christmas has got to be cool at your store.
Oh my, yes. That's what I tell people. It is. And the ironic thing is, my brother comes in. My brother helps me. My dad's actually coming with me this weekend because my brother's working. But normally, my brother doesn't like Christmas music, but that's the only time he'll hang out in my store during the holidays, just because he enjoys, because things are so busy and he knows we need help. Yeah. And so yes, it is very fun. But sometimes I will say last year, and not so much last year, but the year after the pandemic, people were kind of buying. I tell people were starting to buy more. Mm-hmm. So we really got covered up. We shipped almost twice as many packages that year as we did previous year. At the same time, I tell people, I mean, how could you ever complain? You're playing with toys for a living. You got Christmas music playing. You got a Christmas tree lit. And the ironic thing is, I leave my Christmas tree up into January at home because I'm so busy at the store. I don't get to enjoy my home Christmas tree. So it's usually about the 10th of January before I pull my own. So yes, to answer your question, it is, and we have a lot of people in now the storefront. We opened in the winter of 21. I had a family walk in, and you don't mind me asking, where are you from? Oh, we're from Georgia. Well, doorbell. I have a front bell on my door. Wasn't 5 minutes later, another couple walks in. Well, if you don't mind me asking, where are you from? We're from Georgia. Okay. We'll come to find out, one was from Southeast Georgia, one was from Southwest Georgia. They did not know one another, and the first group was in town to visit family for the holidays. I asked the other one, so what brings you to the area? They said, well, you were the closest toy store. And my mouth fell open. They said, yep, 7.5 hours we drove just to shop in your toy store. Seriously. And that's that was awesome. Cool. Yeah. So when you hear stories like that of people that drive specifically, this past summer, once again on a side note, this past summer had a family from North Dakota flew into Louisville, Kentucky for vacation. The first stop, once they rented their car, was Burnett Farm Toys LLC store, because their sons wanted to stop at the toy store. That's so awesome. It's that kind of, you catch so many people and and one person may ask for a 64 scale, one person may ask for a 16 scale, one may ask for trucks, one may ask for pedal tractors, one may ask for animals. You just never know person to person what they're going to ask for, and that's the reason in the storefront I carry so much more of a variety than I do here. The good thing is you can carry so much more of a variety, because at the end of the day, it is nice just to turn out the lights, lock the door, and walk away. That's right. Where here, whatever you don't sell, and the ladies that were sitting out front taking up money when we were unloading beside home, they said, so are you hoping you have an empty trailer? I said, well, we always figure, I think they said, well, half your trailer be empty when you go home. I said, well, that's what we hope for. And as much as anything, you're hoping you have empty totes when you go home. So we pack all our stuff in plastic totes. Empty totes is a good thing when you go to pack out for the weekend.
Well, I think you have to have one of the best jobs in the world. So.
It is, very much so, yes.
Thank you for being with us tonight. We appreciate it. Thanks for being here at the Power of the Past. Once again, they can find you here in the new community building if they're out shopping. Yes. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back to wrap it up. These hours go so fast.
They do, but man, they're so fun. I love this.
So we'll be right back to wrap up here live from Power of the Past on Tree Country 1330.
Check out the great selection of new and pre-owned vehicles at Russ Hubler Ford in Greensburg. Located at 2010 North Lincoln Street in Greensburg, Russ Hubler Ford offers exceptional car care, tires, and customer service with a smile. For inventory, store hours, and current sales specials, visit RussHublerFord.com.
Schutte Excavating manages all aspects of construction projects, not only the construction, but also the design, planning, engineering, regulation compliance, obtaining permits, and complying with ordinances. Their current work scope involves municipal projects, commercial projects, concrete construction, and road and highway construction. They have been serving southeastern Indiana since 2003 and continue to grow today.
Tim's Wrecker Service has expanded, announcing Tim's Auto and Truck Repair at 2066 North County Road 850 East. Complete auto repair, mechanical, brakes, exhaust, warranted transmission work, and alignments. Tim's Auto and Truck Repair also carries a full line of tires and custom wheels, and there's more coming. Tim's Wrecker Service, 24-hour AAA certified towing in Greensburg. Phone 812-663-3159. And Tim's Auto and Truck Repair at 812-612-7170.
Tommy's Diesel Shop on Highway 46 in New Point serves southeastern Indiana truckers and helps keep them on the road. Diesel engine repairs and heavy truck and trailer repairs. Parts and service, Tommy's Diesel Shop offers towing and 24-hour road service. For heavy truck and trailer repair, parts and service, trucks experts rely on, it's Tommy's Diesel Shop on Highway 46 in New Point. Give them a call at 663-9686. That's 663-9686.
Tommy's Diesel Shop, a proud sponsor of the Greensburg Power of the Past.
Honoring the past, caring for the present. At Willows of Greensburg, located at 410 Park Road, your well-being is our priority. As Decatur County's only VA contracted nursing home, we are committed and honored to provide personalized care to all. Call 812-663-7543 or email info.greensburg@willowshealthcare.com to find out more about our services. Find compassionate care at Willows of Greensburg.
The Power of the Past is bringing thousands of visitors to Greensburg, and Visit Greensburg is excited to help you make your trip a great one. Whether you're looking for a place to stay or just want to know what else is happening around town, Visit Greensburg is a great resource while you're here. You'll find the Power of the Past schedule, along with information on local hotels, restaurants, attractions, and more. So as you're making your plans for the Power of the Past, be sure to check out visitgreensburg.com. We're proud to partner with the Power of the Past and welcome you to Greensburg.
Tree Country 1330 WTRE. Welcome back to the Power of the Past, coming to you live from the Vinyl Solutions stage. Again, thanks to Expressions for our beautiful decorations and H&R Block keeping us refreshed.
Absolutely. We do want to let you know that our live show tomorrow will be at noontime.
It will be right here from the stage, but at 12 o'clock tomorrow on Friday as well as on Saturday.
Yeah, so we want to give you a little heads up of what's coming up for your weekend and how to plan for the rest of it. So we do want to thank our sponsors. We can't do this without them, and that's Expressions Florists and Gifts and Greenhouses during the season. We also, Willows of Greensburg, Tim's Wrecker Service, Jacobs Trucking and Enterprises, and Visit Greensburg, where they can bring you a lot of great ideas for when you're visiting our town and things to do.
That's right. Yet to come here tonight at the Power of the Past, the Cloggers will take the stage at 7 o'clock. That's in the Farm and Home building. And tomorrow, there will be the Tractor Cruise at 10:30. They've got the dinner hour noon whistle at 12 noon, along with our show. Toy show will be open at noon, bingo at 4 o'clock, and another tractor pull tomorrow night. So all of that coming up. And they do have entertainment tomorrow night. I know Heartland had to cancel, but they have a replacement for that. And I think you have the name.
It's Stephanie Ann, and it's gospel and bluegrass from North Vernon. So that'll be a nice show, and that's 6 to 8 p.m. over in the Farm and Home building.
All right, we'll be back with you tomorrow at 12 noon. So join us while you eat your lunch. We'll entertain you. That's what'll happen.
Don't forget the ice cream.
And don't forget the ice cream. We'll see you all tomorrow live from the Power of the Past.
Thanks for joining us.